Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sunday's Tarot Playdate. Let's see who we have here who's ready to go and ready to tackle our next card. While I say my hellos, feel free to share with the group if you had any experiences with the Hierophant, or if you just decided, nope, after last week, I'm done with this card, ready to move on to the next one. I'll be interested to know. I did have it come up in one of my daily draws, I want to say pretty early in the week, maybe around Tuesday or something, it's not a card that comes up that often for me, except for sometimes on Sunday play dates, but it didn't do that this week. All right, let me say some hellos. We have Elle in here, 7 more to go after today. So today is the countdown from 8, and then 7 more after this. And thank you for the link to the Facebook group, Elle, so that you can all put and post your pictures of the cards or the activities, etc. Powell's Tarot Tent, hello, hello. We have in here Becca, hello, Becca. Probably sitting there petting the dogs while you watch. And then we have Pamela Ramsey is here, blessed morning. It's a comfort to be here. That's nice. I'm glad you feel that way about it. And then we have Elizabeth, hello, Elizabeth. And Michelle is here. Richie, Longman Tarot. So am I starting to get that you prefer to be called Richie over Richard? Do I need to transition my language? And then we have, let's see. Oh, the chat jumped again on me. Emily's Tarot Magic is here. Did it skip way down to Richard? There's Simon, A up Simon. And let's see, Delati is here. Tyken Light Moon, hello. Spirit Healing Tarot, White Tree Tarot. And let's see. I hope you all are well too. Thanks, Emily. I'm doing pretty well. I'm a little low energy today, but you guys always end up perking me up. So we'll see how this goes. Chris Elemental Cartomancy is here. Hello. Saying hi to the tarot family. Hi, Renee, the tarot magician. Nice to see you here. Donna Riedler is here, and Maharet. Oh, you know what, Chris? I could not remember if there was actually music in my countdown or anything. I was like, gosh, because it always mutes it on my end. Plus, I mute my speakers so that if I have the YouTube going so I can see the YouTube chat, it doesn't like cause problems. Good to know there's sound in there. I was way too lazy to check. Let's see. Jackie Jacaranda, hello. And Elle Gardner is here. Gianna Gracia Tarot is here. Kim Moon Whisper, hello. And no jumpy. No jumpy. All right. Then we have Queen Aset Hiru is here. Hello. And Margaret. I don't think I said hi to Margaret yet. And Kristen Louise, hi. Okay, you guys there's more and more people coming in as I am scrolling here. Oh, did I make it to the bottom? Richie, usually, or Richard, or if you are cross with me. Oh, I'm not cross with you. So I'll say Richie. Richard, then you'll know. I get a good mom voice going on. Just ask Elle. Let's see here. Yesterday was my godson's baptism. I got the association with the Hierophant and organized religion. Definitely marked my week, says Gianna. Okay, thank you for sharing that. That definitely, I can see how that ties in for sure. All right, does the chat listen when you say no jumping? No, it doesn't. And I don't know if you guys know the reference, but when I say no jumpy, it's always in the tone of the llama, Emperor Cusco, from The Emperor's New Groove, the Disney film. He's like, not touchy, not touchy. That's, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you should watch that movie. It's like the most quotable movie ever. I love it. It makes me happy. Anyway, Becca's on the phone, so can't tag anyone. That's fine. All right, let me get myself switched over to the StreamYard chat. That way, if anything fun comes up, I can be sure to show it on the screen and take a sip of coffee. And while I do this, so I think for the most part, we have folks who know how Tarot Playdate works, but a big part of Playdate is using the 5 randomly selected decks from my collection to answer 5 questions for us this week. So if you have a question, if you can put it in all caps so that I can grab it and save it and have it up for later, that would be great. I'll let you guys do my work for me while I continue to be caffeinated. Oh, and Emily is showing you how it's done. What can we surrender for our soul's evolution ahead of the full moon eclipse in Sagittarius? So Emily loves to bring in the astrology for us. Thank you, Emily. All right, let me get this question. I recently got a mouse, but I'm still, I used to be very good with a mouse, but since I have this new computer, I'm now adjusting again. Okay, not that you guys care about any of that. What can you just get kind of a play-by-play as we progress through Playdate today. We can surrender for our souls evolution ahead of the full moon eclipse in Sagittarius. And what day is that happening, Emily? I have my moon calendar, but I haven't checked it in a few days, so I'm a little behind. Oh, and then we have, Elizabeth's feeling the Queen of Cups. Yeah, we haven't had her yet, or the Queen of Wands. Chris, Elemental Carmency, what energy can we take to next weekend to have an amazing tarot-thon? Love that question. So as I'm typing this, for those of you who don't know about Tarot-thon, it is happening next weekend. We have 24 hours of, okay, I can't type and talk at the same time. Why am I even trying? We have 24 hours of amazing tarot content, back-to-back lives. It starts here on my channel this year as a one-time special. Usually this starts over on Simon at the Hermit's Caves channel. And we will be starting at 10 a.m. British time on Sunday, May 30th, which is 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Central, no, 5 a.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Central, and wherever else you are in the world. So I will be starting with the kickoff session at 2 a.m. my time. Please wish me luck and lots of coffee. And we will be having a great time. So there won't be a tarot playdate next week because we will be in the midst of Tarot-thon at this time 1 week from today. All right, now I'll finish typing. I had to stop. I just couldn't do it, but I love that question so much. Thank you, Chris. And I don't know if you could tell. You could probably tell, but I love that question. And let's see. We have, oh, I love this Simon so much right now. How can we live our best lives? Simple, but effective. You guys are bringing it this week. Live our best lives. Question mark. Okay. And then we have from Kristen Louise. Oh, I love this one too. Like, are you guys all in my head right now? Because, yeah, selfishly, this is going to be great today. All right. Kristen Louise Tarot. How can we improve our focus? I know you guys can all read, but I'm going to say it out loud anyway. And commitment to our current passion. All right, one more to go. I don't think I've skipped any. I think I've been good. Did I name the mouse? I did not, Powell's Tarot Tent, but maybe I should. I thought you meant the fur kind. No, just this guy. But now it's scrolling my chat as I pick it up. All right, let's see. And then from L. Gardner, how can we heal ourselves and our loved ones? Oh, okay, so that one's really hard for me not to interject my personal opinion, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I think it's difficult for us to heal our loved ones, so we have to focus on ourselves and be a support to our loved ones in their healing journey. But the tarot, I'm sure, will give us some really good tips for doing that. See, I think I just broke a rule. I don't think you're supposed to do that. Okay, I have 5 questions, I think. You guys were awesome. Lori Kramer asked what's on tap for June. Okay, we'll have to tackle that one the first week of June, I suppose. Thank you for posting a link to information about Tarot-thon. Is that the one to my community post, Elle? Because that one has the latest lineup. And Richie in the chat here is our latest participant to join us in Tarot-thon, which I'm very excited about. Let's see. Oh, Neem. Hi, Neem has got coffee and creamer ready. Oh, let me take this off the screen. I'm just scrolling through chat. I'm pulling a classic, forgetting that things are highlighted. Neiman will have coffee and creamer ready. Hi, Lori Kramer. Nice to see you. If I missed anyone coming in while I was babbling and writing down questions. Hello, Shanti Diva. You need these, Jen? What do I need, Simon? You know, I forget what I said 30 seconds ago, right? Reading it out is good for the visually impaired. That is true. That is true. And we're liking the questions. Okay, am I caught up? All right. I feel like I really want to engage with the chat today, and I have a job to do up here. Oh, the video. It doesn't let me share the community post link. Okay, so the video, the most recent video that Elle shared, there's one change in the lineup, and that is Lazy Tarot, Genius, and Bazaar won't be in. Corbin of Tail Raven Tarot, their time slot has moved up a little bit. And Richie Longman Tarot has joined our lineup. And I'm so excited about everyone who is involved. Thank you so much for being willing to step in. Richie, that means a lot. All right, my friends, let's focus on some questions and get these 8 cards shuffled, and we'll find out what we're studying this week. So from Emily's Tarot Magic, what can we surrender for our soul's evolution ahead of the full moon eclipse in Sagittarius? I'm going to be relying on you for the astrological stuff, Emily. And then what energy can we take to next weekend to have an amazing tarot-thon? Yes, please. Simon from the Hermit's Cave, how can we live our best lives? Always a wonderful question. From Kristen Louise, how can we improve our focus and commitment to our current passion? And from Elle Gardner, how can we heal ourselves and our loved ones, which is a big task. All right, let's see what Tarot has to say for us here. Let me get my chat back up here and take a deep breath. Ooh, all right. I think this is, I forgot. We still have all these queens left, my friends. All right, we have today the Queen of Pentacles. So first reactions, thoughts. Is this good? Do you feel good about this card? Do you have another kind of reaction to it? Does she scare you at all? You know, the court cards can be a little bit intimidating sometimes. Be interested to know what you guys think. Let's see here. Chris is having mixed reactions to being in Tarot-thon. You know, that's very normal, Chris. Very normal. But our queen is here to tell you that everything is going to be okay. Oh, wait. We're not to that question yet. Hold on. I'll wait. Let's see here. Okay. Neem, I'm not putting that comment on the screen. Let's see. Oh, Elizabeth says, I felt her as well. Emily says, beautiful card. Kim looks happy to see our Queen of Pentacles. I'm actually really, really happy to see this card today, I think. Let's see. Yes, she takes a realistic view of life. That's a very good point. She's very grounded in her approach, isn't she? Emily says, I need the Queen of Pence this week. Powell says, I love her. Woohoo, says Renee. So I told Elle earlier today, I'm embracing my Queen of Swords right now, but I've really been in a Queen of Pentacles mode for a while. And so I was like, that's it. Queen of Swords, Jen is taking over. Queen of Pentacles, she needs to go take a break. And then here she is to say, not so fast, Jen. Not so fast. Emily's autocorrect wants to say Queen of Pants. I mean, pants are kind of in the realm of practical matters. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Simon says, feeling secure. So what are the meanings that we think of when we see this card? What initially comes to mind? She is resourceful. Yes. Oh, Paul says she's stubborn. I've never really thought about this queen in that way, but I could see that. This is your personal card, Richie. So a sign of good things to come this week then, perhaps. Kristen says, I like the Queen of Pence. I see the Oracle from the Matrix as a Queen of Pence to those who have seen the movie. Okay, I see what you're saying there. Elle Gardner says, I'm an earth sign and relate to her, so I'm interested to get more insight. Donna, nurturing. Yes, that's one of the first words that always comes to mind for me when I see this card. Becca says, would love her as a friend. Yes. Okay, I'll try to come back to the Queen of Pentacles so that we can still be friends, Becca. Renee says, independence. Yes. Hi, T-Cat. Nice to see you. Virtual hugs right back to you. Antoinette, hello. Yep, Queen of Pentacles. So Chris says the Queen of Pens creates a safe place for her family and helps coaches them through their endeavors. I like this one, right? We can already see where I think we've got the questions spinning in the back of our head. We kind of know how we want to answer some of those already, I think. Richard says, calm but firm, nurtures but in the right direction. She won't let you get ahead of yourself. Simon, having a genuine desire to help others, being that she is grounded and secure herself, right? And for me, this queen doesn't have the ego that we might see in some of the other courts, right? Like I would say with the Queen of Swords, kind of shadowy ego, with the Queen of Wands. We could also see, ego being kind of the shadowy side. And I don't think that's necessarily what happens with this queen, in my opinion, but I'll love to hear your all thoughts. I'll keep working on that coffee, don't you worry. Elizabeth says, protective, nurturing, resourceful, abundance, down to earth, fertile, healthy, ecological, homemaker, mother. Love that. Oh, you know what? While you guys are giving me some, why don't we pull out the melanated too? I know somebody will yell at me eventually to do it. So here's our melanated, and we'll take a close-up look at both of these for anybody who is concerned that they can't see all these amazing details up close. I promise I will get there. Pamela says, having car issues, so the Queen of Pens tells me I will have the resources. I just saw the bunny for the first time. Oh, so we'll take a close-up look. We have new spots in this card. Kristen says, I designed a monkey-themed cereal box once for graphic design class and accidentally put it on that monkey eat pants instead of plants. Oh, goodness. Oh, I wonder how far behind in the chat I am now. Oh, only like 2 minutes. Okay. Emily says the energy is so grounded and earthy, very sensual in a way that is slower than Queen of Wands. She is a nurturer. She cares for those around her. Definitely a problem solver. And yes, definitely can be stubborn. Hi, Anne. Nice to see you. Love her title, Queen of Gnomes. Makes her so endearing. Is that just something that's generally known, or is that just in a specific deck? I've not heard that before. Becca says she's dependable. Yes, I love thinking about her that way. Neem says she has a plan and a backup plan. She won't fumble the bag, but if things spill, it's intentional for the benefit of growth of those around her. Oh, that's an interesting visual that you paint there. Emily says, my mom is a Queen of Pens. She's a Taurus sun with red hair, fiery but so grounded, really reliable, safe, trustworthy, moral, secure, stable, and comforting. So she's like all the good parts of the Queen of Pentacles then. Let's see, Spirit Healing Tarot. She's like home, always there like moms and grandmas to take care. Antoinette, she has patience and nurtures. Yes. Shanti Diva says a good mother. So we're all seeing a lot of the mothering element in this card. Neem says she makes sense of things that don't normally make sense. She's there's a lesson to be learned in everything kind of person. Everything happens for a reason, my dear. Right? Let's see. A very practical person, says Gianna. Emily says, yes, that's so true. I would say she's not perhaps as intuitive as a Queen of Cups, but she emotes without fear, and she is not restrictive as Queen of Wands or Swords. She is earthy. Yes. Antoinette says, all about her surroundings and comfort. Empress feelings. Yeah, a lot of times I really, I read the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles very similarly in a lot of ways, although I feel like the Empress has that more sensual nature, and I think it definitely is more about kind of like birth and growth and new ideas and new things forthcoming, whereas here I feel like it's more about kind of protecting what you already have or what you've already grown, and you're continuing to nurture it a little further on in the journey. If that makes sense. Emily says, well, yes, Jim's balanced arrow. My mom is all those things. She's also stubborn and sometimes resistant to moving beyond where she feels safe. Okay, so all the things with the Queen of Wands. Let's see. Emily also says, as with the Emperor and the King of Pence, I often feel Queen of Pence is closest to the courts, in the courts, to the Empress. Oh, yeah. That's what I was saying, too. Chris says, the queens inspire and nurture, where the kings command and control. Because of her approach, the queen has further reach than her king counterpart. Or is it further reach or maybe further engagement, right? People are more willing rather than being told what to do. They're being kind of coaxed and coached along the way, right? Yes, give someone a fish versus teach someone to fish and all that. Nice parallel with chess and how the pieces move. True. Queen can go anywhere, any direction. The king is very limited in his movements. He expects everyone to come to him, you know? Taurus vibes all day long. Oh, are we saying, oh, did TK say hello? I didn't even hear it. I'm so focused on what we're doing here. Oh, and in Tabula Mundi, Thoth base, I know I have it and I still need to study it. She is described as Queen of Thrones of Earth, Queen of Gnomes. Okay, thank you for that. She's down to earth, supportive. Yes. Emily says, I see the queen as the real life personification of the empress. The empress feels more like the archetype, but yes, the figures are very similar. Hello, Jennifer Rebecca. Unable to stay and watch, but looking forward to watching it this evening. Well, have a great day. Nice of you to stop by. Becca, the king is afraid, and he should be. Okay, let me give you a nice close-up look at these cards. Hold on, caffeine. And let's dive into the elements that we see in this card and how that contributes to our understanding or how we read this card. So let's get some good focus for you. There we go. I mean, I can see where we get all the earthy elements. It's quite an ornate crown she has on her head. And this long, like a veil. And then but she still has her throne behind her. I always feel like she's sort of lovingly gazing at that pentacle. We have a bit of a mountain. Oh, we do have water in this card. I'm sure other people have noticed that, but I'm not entirely sure that I've really paid attention to the water that's in the background there. And there's the bunny. Do you see the bunny? These are like the bunnies in my yard that I have to keep trying to convince Vaughn not to try to kill. Yes, they come in, they nest. I don't know why. Why do the bunnies come into a yard where a dog lives? Why do they do this? Anyway, the bunnies look very much like this. So let me give you a close-up look. You can see the bunny much more clearly, I think, in the melanated. Okay, now TK is really announcing his presence. TK, we all know you're here. Thanks, bud. Aw. We see a bit more. But yeah, see, the bunny really stands out in this version of the card. Oh, somebody saw a cherub on the throne. Let's take a close-up look at that one more time. Yeah, it looks like it there at the top, doesn't it? And to me, it looks like there's fruit. Like, does that look like there's a pear in the throne there? It looks like maybe a bunny at the top. And then we have, what is that, a goat head? What kind of animal's head is that? Or like the ram, like we typically see in like the emperor. Oh no, that definitely looks like a goat. And then like a monkey. Although that monkey looks like he has wings, doesn't he? Anyway, what do you guys think of all these symbols? Okay, I'm going to have to catch up on the chat because I was so fascinated by everything I was seeing in the card. Okay, let me scroll back here and get caught up. All right. I think I found where we left off here. The king should be afraid. So Elizabeth was noting the cherub on the throne. Elizabeth's never seen the bunny before. Yeah, same. Paul's tarot tent. The queen can manifest in her sleep with her hands tied behind her back. Yeah, she's just making things happen, right? Elle says the colors always end up looking so muted in the original after we see the melanated. Yeah, I mean, the brightness of these colors is very much... But then, I don't know. So there's something too, though, about the kind of the earthiness of the coloration in this, though. Louis loves bunnies. Yeah, him and Yvonne would enjoy hanging out, I imagine. Although they probably would totally fight. Can you give the name of the RWS, please? This one? The original? I'm not sure which one. This one's called the original. Where's my box? This is just a real inexpensive tarot that's like found on Amazon. It's come in a few different colorations. I have the one with the light beige backs. And then this one here is the melanated classic. I have the first edition with these backs. There's a second edition that's borderless and has the 8 of Wands on the back, which I'm not a huge fan of. And there's a couple, like I think there's another edition that's in the works right now that has like Bible verses on it. So it's kind of tricky to get the one you might want. Emily says the queens are all watery. Yeah, so bringing in that water element I think is really important with the queen. I just don't know why I haven't really noticed it before. I think I'm so focused on the green in this card. Kim says, I love all the little bunnies right now in my yard. I do too. I just don't want them to get murdered. I really don't. Elle Gardner says, the roses around the edges are so pretty. Like sometimes do you tend to look past that, you think, and kind of go straight? We kind of zoom in on our figure here, and do we miss some of the things that's happening in the background? Oh, Elle put a link to the Melanated Classic Tarot. Thank you, Elle. Yep. Okay. So Simon's going to bring some information from the Ultimate Guide to the Rider-Waite-Smith book for us, focusing in on the symbols. Thank you, Simon. So the pentacle in the lap, positive aspects. You take care of talents, practical needs, and tasks. Negative, failing to grow due to losing track and focusing instead on superficialities. Right. The blossoms and fruits, a good way of dealing with values, talents, and materials. The wealth of blossoms and fruits show her productivity and creativity. I like to think about that, the creative aspect of this card, because I don't necessarily put those two together as well, but I think that's important. This applies to inner and outer nature. The rose garden, also seen in the Magician, promise, a sign of fruitfulness, warning against false ambition and fake modesty. So there's that ego that I was trying to let her off the hook for, but it's there. It's still there. Anne says bunnies equal fertility, right? They do. You know what they say about the bunnies and the rabbits. Simon says the rabbit, or as you call it, the bunny, fertility. Giving space to animals allows space for drives and instincts, a love for all life. Oh, I like that. Donna, lots of symbols of abundance and fertility. Fruit, flowers, rabbit, yes. The goat, ability to survive in arid, barren country, lives high in the mountains between heaven and earth. Emily says, interesting with the Sag full moon approaching, corresponding zodiac signs, I don't know how to add the AL and pronounce it correctly, are Sagittarius and Capricorn. Find a balance between freedom, joy, with order and control. And Elizabeth says it's very suitable that this queen relates to the first chakra. So the root chakra, right? With the earthiness of her, that does make sense. And the groundedness. Oh, I was trying to figure out what Chris was saying, but you were talking about, yeah, why the eight of Wands became the kind of the background for the second edition. Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I don't understand it myself. I'm sure there was a reason. Simon says the blue mountains in the background here, positive aspects. The queen is an expert when it comes to creating heaven and earth. Negative, they are behind. Turn around and take heed of what needs to be faced and overcome. So with the mountains being behind her. So that's interesting, like that from a negative standpoint, we need to turn around and sort of face those things. So are we ignoring them because they're behind us? But do you think that because they're in the background, we could also look at them as things overcome as well? I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'd be interested to know, like, if your eye gets drawn to the mountains in a reading, like what's going to pop out. Emily says Sagittarius being adventurous, free-spirited, freedom, and Capricorn being law, fathering, order. Yep. It's kind of like having the emperor or the queen and the king together, isn't it? A bit. Donna says those reddish patches of ground in between the grass don't look super fertile, though. It looks like dace or clay soil, which can be hard to grow stuff in, I think. So maybe that represents, whoopsie. I haven't dropped a card in a while. But yeah, maybe that kind of represents some of the effort that goes into creating this abundance. Simon says the valley, keeping an overview from a distance. Okay, that makes sense. The gray throne, positive aspects, conscious equanimity. Negative, a lack of respect for what is on the throne. Ooh, interesting. Emily said, definitely ego there, perhaps wrapped up in a need to be seen as good and efficient in all their roles, which, to be honest, with Pentacles is broad. True. There's a lot going on there. Okay, focusing in on the colors, which we can see really well in this version of the card. Red, white, and green. The image is more colorful than many others. It alludes to the Magician card, naturalness, freshness, and growth. Oh, I do. I like that. The colors are really similar to what we see. And I have the melanated one in order here, so I could pull that up really quick. Yeah, we do see some real similar coloration in these two cards, don't we? That's interesting. And come back there. Okay. We have not yet talked about the yellow sky paper moon tarot. And hello, by the way. Oh, Jackie said, yeah, I was going to say these cards remind me of the Magician card. Does it say anything about the yellow sky in the book, Simon? Or what do you think about that paper moon tarot? Donna says the flower garland reminds me of the Magician too. Yeah, I mean, that's the one. That's definitely another card where we see that similar decorative border. So it's interesting now. We've kind of tied our Queen of Pentacles into the Empress as well as into the Magician. All right, I'm going to take a quick sip of coffee. Anybody have thoughts on the yellow sky before we start looking at alternative cards? Nothing? I'm still alive, right? Still alive. All right. Well, you feel free to tell me that. And what I will do is I will start to gather my other decks that I have here. So once again, for anybody who might be new here, I just kind of randomly select these each week and I kind of work my way through my collection. Oh, there we go from Paper Moon Tarot. A yellow sky seems kind of unnatural, but maybe it reflects a sunny type of influence. To me too, I find yellow to be kind of a real calming color. It's neutral, but it's not gray. So it feels sunnier than we will look at some of the other cards that have like the flat gray background. Oh, I didn't put that up on the screen. Oh, yellow like sun, a necessary component for growth. Good point. And this is what Paper Moon Tarot had said. And then Renee also said, yellow sky reminds me of maybe staying neutral, but also happiness and joy. And then Sabrina, hi Sabrina, positivity, light, and clarity. Oh, you guys all have sorts of yellow sky thoughts. And Chris says, the yellow sky makes me think of solar energy, healing light, and nourishing for plants, which are used to make food. Yes. And it is like the Magician sky, even to the roses. Very true. All right, so let's see what you guys think. So this first deck that I have has, I think I want to say, simpler imagery. And this is the new 5th edition of the Alchemical Tarot by Robert M. Place. I feel like maybe we had this deck not too long ago in Tarot Playdate, but I recently kind of reset my random draw. So maybe that's why I feel that way. It's really easy to get to that. Oh, the staffs are in the back, though. Pentacles, coins. Here we go. This deck is not ordered the way I usually order my decks. So we have Lady, Knight, Queen. Okay. We have definitely some different imagery almost right out of the gate. And I know I'm cheating by telling you this without even showing you the card. But it kind of makes me think a bit of the 9 of Pentacles card. Okay, the one thing about this deck, I love the new matte cardstock, but this box is a little tricky. Although it's really nice, it's a tight fit. So here, box of the Alchemical Tarot here, and here is what this card looks like. So I'm going to pull this up close. Hey, nudity alert. I don't think anybody here has a problem with that, but I'm just saying you're getting a nice close-up look. But she still has her crown. She's much more vulnerable than our other queen, I would say, given her state of lack of clothing. We have kind of the castle in the background. And we also have something else back here, which I think is interesting, right back here, right? So let me pull that up close again so you can kind of see. And again, we have kind of greenery growing out of sort of barren earth. What do you think? Thoughts? So Anne had said her astrological trumps, Devil and Capricorn, minors, 10 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. Am I missing context there, though, with what you're saying, Anne? Oh, and Simon had said the yellow sky from the Fool card, sensual desire and envy, illumination and inspiration, plus strong reliability and consciousness. Oh, that's interesting. Dee had said creativity and energy. Again, we're talking about the yellow sky, I think, still here. Tammy Pie, hi Tammy Pie, says, I like the different images in alchemical. Chris says the unicursive star instead of the pentacle. Did I say that right? Is that what it's called? The unicursive star? What does that mean? I haven't read the big book yet. I have it, but I haven't read it. Hey, Amy, nice to see you. Just started working with this card this week. Well, this is very good timing then. Jenna says, this queen seems more aloof. Emily, which is interesting considering she's naked. But Emily says, I feel like we see her sensual nature here. It's reminiscent of popular imagery of Venus. Oh, and yeah, Simon, I reckon. So you were reading about the yellow sky from the book related to the Fool. I got that, but I might not have made that clear when I was reading that out loud. That's the Aleister Crowley star, isn't it? Does he own it? Did he make it, this star? I don't know. Is the container of flowers phallic? See, I see that as like a cornucopia. I don't see that so much as phallic, which to me, cornucopia sort of represents abundance. But I mean, if that's what you see, I mean, I guess when it's further away, it starts to look a little more phallic. Let's see. Oh, it's called the universal hexagram. It means you can draw it in one go without taking your pencil off the paper. Oh, yeah, huh? That's okay, Simon. You just made sure I saw your comment. Totally fine. Let's see. Kristen says, yes, she has a classic contrapposto stance, which accents her curves. I didn't think Simon was shouting. Hi, Regina Tarot, by the way. Tammy Pie says, it's a horn of plenty, but it does look a little penisy. Love this card. Has an Empress vibe. It is a very skinny cornucopia. It's a little taller too, right? It's like tall and skinny instead of, you know, squatty and abundant. What does that say? So you guys have any other general thoughts, or should we get straight to answering the question for this one? So Paper Moon Tarot says, hey, how do you get abundance without a phallic and vaginal combo? Well, you can, but involves test tubes. I mean, if you're thinking about the abundance of life, T-Cat, the nudity makes me think that she treasures her body and her health. Yes. Hello, long-haired, skinny-eyed toe. Elle says the horn looks like a cobra hood. Cobras do this whenever they are disturbed so they can make themselves look larger than they really are and potentially unnerve a predator or foe. Mama snake. Oh, so kind of getting that mothering aspect from the fact that that resembles a cobra. Interesting connection, Elle. So Gypsy in the Forest says, down to earth, no clothes, no pretenses. Horn of plenty, abundant, gifts of the earth. Regina says, I get the thing about her seeming aloof. Head to the side, staring off into the middle distance, like all the characters in the show Mad Men before intimacy. Oh, that's funny. I haven't seen that card in a while. Amy says, I pulled this card regarding felling and processing energy in my body. Interesting that she is nude. So really bringing in kind of that body awareness and consciousness. Donna says that plant behind her looks like a hosta. I don't know what that is. Don't know if it is or what that would signify. What is a hognose? What words are you all saying? I feel like I learned so much in Playdate that has nothing to do with tarot. Kristen asks what buildings are behind her. So yeah, so there's a couple here, right? So we have kind of like this more abundant looking castle or maybe village or something. But then over here, we also have something a little further in the distance, right? Oh, and then we also have that, wait, which hand am I? There we go. That little tower back there. So there's a lot of different forms of, I think, growth and abundance that are happening in this card. Hostas are awesome. They're supposed to keep slug away. So that's what this particular plant looks like. Is that kind of the deal? A hog-nosed snake, Jen. Sorry, I'm distracting the class. No, you feel free to chat about the things that you see in this card. There's no sorry needed for any of that. I had a thought, but I lost it. Oh, well, it'll come back if it's important. All right, let's see if we can get to answering Emily's question here, which is, what can we surrender for our soul's evolution ahead of the full moon eclipse in Sagittarius? What can we surrender? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is she has no clothes, right? So I'm thinking maybe it's surrendering sort of the outer layer, the things that keep us from being vulnerable and authentic, right? So perhaps in order to truly connect with the earth around us, with the other people around us, we need to shed those outer layers that we use to protect ourselves that maybe prevent some of those connections from happening. So that's one thought that I have. Let's see. Kristen said a castle with ramparts, which are used to defend arrow shooting against attack. See, we gotta protect ourselves. Hi, Gigi. Went away and came back. Hog noses and hostas. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but yes. Anybody else have thoughts on how we might answer this question? Oh, I like this, Amy. What are you willing to give up in order to allow growth? Right. So, with growth often comes sacrifice, right? And being able to nurture others sometimes, but I think we have to nurture ourselves too when we do that. Let's see. Regina says, I think so. Also very abundant. They go dormant. Oh, talking about the plants. And you always think they've died, but then they explode in the spring. Tammy Pie says the ultimate earth mother as a nudist. Okay, we're all having fun talking about the hostas and the hog noses. Anybody else want to answer Emily's question? Vaughn has opinions, clearly. Kristen says, I'm not sure what that word means here, to be honest, to surrender. So I would say thinking about it in terms, and so Emily, correct me if I'm wrong if you're still here. I don't know if Emily had to step away, but what do we need to let go of, right? So what do we, or sacrifice, right? So sometimes we need to let go of things in order to grow. I certainly know that I have things that I need to let go of in order to move forward. So whether these are ideas or thoughts or things that we're holding on to because they are comfortable, but a lot of times, or maybe always, growth is uncomfortable. So getting out of that place where we're holding on to the things that make us feel most secure can oftentimes hold us back from growth. Get it, Vaughn? He senses the bunny. Yes. Chris says we might need to give up our aversion to being vulnerable, need to step outside our comfort zone. Yes, Chris. That's what I was saying. I've also been doing a lot of reading and watching of things about vulnerability right now. So that's definitely top of mind. So that's interesting. We got this card today. Gigi says, I'm thinking concerning the question, everything but what is sustaining to our naked being. So maybe letting go of the things that aren't important from a survival standpoint. Is that kind of what you mean? Gypsy in the Forest says, surrender the obsession with obtaining more possessions. Appreciate what Earth provides. Oh, and I totally want to be, I'm feeling a declutter coming on, and I don't have a lot of clutter, but I have things that that are in drawers that need to just go away. Sorry about the dog. Anne says, surrender our ego and expose our vulnerability. Yes. Vaughn, can you please? Regina, give up that which is beside the point that doesn't nurture us. Come here, Vaughn. Come here. Come say hi to everybody. Donna says, surrender your protections and allow yourself to be vulnerable and open to more possibilities. Tammy Pie, surrender the need to have more stuff. You are fine as you are. L says sacrifice without the self-flagellation, the victimhood and feeling hard done by. Surrendering feels empowering, right? Because that's your choice. You are choosing to give up things or to let things go that maybe aren't serving you or not serving your true end goals, versus people taking that away or feeling like things are being pulled away from you, which that kind of puts you in that victim mentality, or feeling sorry for yourself. Sort of like, I don't deserve this, so I'm going to let that go. We don't want to get into that territory. Kristen says, I believe the universal star is a hermetic symbol of love. Surrender your barriers to receiving love. Ooh, I love that, Kristen. Emily says, I think looking at this card for me, it brings up being able to release the need for perfection or to be what others want us to be. It is definitely ego and about being vulnerable. Yes. And Becca says, sometimes it's good to just say, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, Becca. Vaughn wants to be one with the park. Shh, don't say that word. Shh. Self-acceptance and self-love. Yes, I love that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and Dee says, do I have to stop buying more tarot decks? You know, you have to do what's right for you and what nurtures your soul. So if having a lot of tarot decks does that, that's great. If not having a lot of tarot decks does that, that's good too. Okay. Pamela says, oops, I used to be an artist model and I never felt more clothed than when I was nude. Think about that for a second, folks. Interesting, interesting. All right, the next deck that I have, let's dive straight into nature, shall we, with the Brady Tarot. Ooh, can you see it? There we go. We get a little flash there for you. I'll have the book out on this one, don't worry. We had some epiphanies last time we had the Brady Tarot with it was the cups, the 6 of cups. Chris, I know you'll remember. Let's see here. So we have in this deck, the Pentacles or Earth suit is represented by roots. Oh no, maybe it was another root. I don't remember. Okay. Ace? I don't think it was the ace, but I don't remember. Clearly, I don't remember. I have the second edition of this, so it doesn't have the white borders around the outside. But here is our Mother of Roots in the Brady Tarot. Let's see what y'all think, what you see. It's very symmetrical, this, isn't it? So we have like our mother ant there, perhaps, with little babies, laying some eggs, laying some foundations there. What do you think? 7 of Horns, breach. Yes, that was the one. 7 of Cups, not 6 of Cups. Good. I see. I knew you would remember, Chris. Yep, Chris was right. I know he was. Asteria Sen, hello there. Dee says, I have 20 more to catch up. 20 more play dates? Ugh, I need to catch up too. I'm somewhere back around 15. I don't know. All right, let me see what the book says about our Mother of Roots, but I want to hear your thoughts as well, so don't let it be all about the book. So we have here's a colony of Mexican honeypot ants seen underground where they have burrowed to create their colony. Let me see if I can get this a little closer for you without kicking myself out of my stream here. Let's see. In the center, we see the large queen, the mother, who holds aloft a single egg that resembles the O of the Fool card, or the 0 of the Fool card. 6 more eggs lie below her. On either side, we see worker ants who have gorged themselves on food, then gone underground with the queen to make sure she stays fed. It may seem like the sacrifice referred to above concerns the workers, but notice the shed wings on either side of the queen. Honeypot queens, like all ant queens, are born winged and fly into the sky to find a mate. Once fertilized, however, she goes deep into the dirt where she sheds her wings and seals herself in with her eggs. The queen rarely, if ever, returns to the surface. This is interesting, let alone the air. She has indeed become a mother of roots. The Hoppus revere ants, the Hopi creation myth involves several stages or worlds before the current reality. The first was destroyed by fire, the second by ice. In both Sorry, this book kind of bends. In both cases, the ant people saved the hoppy. They had hid them in underground caverns where the ants allowed themselves to go hungry in order to feed the humans until it became safe for the hoppy to emerge. And again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Without this sacrifice by the ants, shown in their pinched waists, humanity would not have survived. The ants escape extreme weather by staying underground. This happens primarily in winter. At that time, the constellation we know as Orion the Hunter. I was wondering if that was a obvious. It is. I was like, felt like I recognized the constellation. Stands at the highest point in the sky. The Huppies see the constellation in a more modern, modest way. To them, it resembles an ant. Okay, so speaking about a group of people, that was really interesting. Hopi. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry I said it wrong the whole time because I didn't look up at the chat. So the Hopi. Thank you for that. Let me scroll back and see what you guys had to say about this. Wings, yikes. Tarot decks. What does the book say? I told you probably more than you wanted to know about what the book said. Elle says, it's very Empress to me, a catalyst, an environment in which to grow. Ooh, hi, Lori. Nice to see you. Hopi. You guys getting me all fixed up there? Gigi. Oh, an ant queen. I heard a story where they took an ant queen away from her colony to another continent and filmed both the queen and the workers, and they were still following her commands. Interesting. She just has a presence about her, huh? We don't need to fight over pronunciations. All right, let's see how we would use this one. Now, this is interesting. What energy can we take to next weekend to have an amazing tarot-thon? What energy can we take into next weekend to have an amazing tarot-thon? I really feel like, even though this is the mother of roots, right? But it's about how everyone is supporting one another. Everyone in here has a job to do, right? So remembering that everybody plays a part in making this a successful event. It's not 23 individual channels that are not connected to the others, right? We're all supporting sort of this greater purpose of having this cool event. And we have the people who are presenting, and then we have the people who are there to watch and support and learn and maybe apply next year, right? So everybody kind of plays a part in helping that to be something that's successful and continues to grow from year to year. So there are my thoughts on that. But I'd love to know what you all think. Let's see. Tammy at Piehead said, wow, that's interesting. Hive minds work across the continent. So cool. Yeah, that is a cool fact. Donna says she sacrifices her mobility to be the foundation of her colony. I mean, I'm going to be sacrificing some sleep for Tarot-thon, but I think a lot of us are going to be doing that. Let's see. Gigi says, boss level energy. Oh, I love that. I am very appreciative to have you being a part of it as well, Renee. So Chris says, it seems like there might be an element of sacrifice required to create that environment. And Tammy Pie said, Tarot-thon is super hive mind, which is kind of interesting. So we're going to kick off Tarot-thon with my segment. And the whole focus of my segment is going to be to tap into sort of collective intention, right? So we're going to start with exercises to get us all into this frame of mind where we feel more connected through space and time zones, right? So I feel like that's kind of the intent kicking off the whole thing, is to kind of get us into this frame of mind. I like this one. Astera-san reminds to have roots in the community, right? Remember why we're all here, grounding in that and what we're here to accomplish. So it can be super fun. Regina says, interesting, laying down roots is not just one action, but many. Simon says, creativity, abundance, and lessons to ground us. Yes. Donna says, I couldn't do it. Lack of sleep, very bad for me. You know, it's not good on a regular basis. Let's be real. You guys are seeing me right now. I feel like I got enough sleep, but not last night. Across space and time zones. Sounded very quantum physics, didn't it, Chris? Simon said, and helping others. Yes. I'm the queen ant. Oh, hardly. Hardly. I'm just one of these little worker bees. Thanks. uh, I really do feel like, you know, I feel like the event itself is the queen ant, and we're all there to sort of make it happen, you know? T-Cat says, maybe this card hints on developing even stronger friendships that bring us grounding. I like that. Any other thoughts on that? Do you feel prepared now, Chris, for Tarot-thon? Are you feeling all right about all that? And while you answer that, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. We're finally making it through this mug. Oh, that's sweet, Simon. I'm here for you, my friend. Gypsy in the Forest. We are family. I've got all my sisters and brothers. We are family. Oh, is that one of the songs, Simon, in that post that you did with the misunderstood lyrics? I feel like that was one of them. Kristen said, investing time together in order to strengthen the community's bonds. The workers feed the queen ant and keep her full of coffee. I mean, feel free. If you want to send me coffee, I will not say no. I'm just saying. Chris says, yep, I just need to pull my wings out and get it done. Yeah, shed the things that make you want to fly away from doing the work that you need to do to prepare. I have to do the same today. Making love in a femidome. That's right. That's right. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, you guys won't get it, but there's this video that's on the internet that this comedian did about misunderstood song lyrics. And when you watch the video, he puts up like the lyrics on the screen, and now I could not remember the real words because he was confusing me by putting those up, because that was then all I could hear. All right, let me put that aside. And so now for our third deck, this one's always kind of interesting because it's a collaborative deck, which is the 78 Tarot Elemental, Tarot of the Natural. Sorry, it's out of print. They reprint or they print each 78 Tarot deck really only once. I should probably keep the book handy for that too. But let's see in this one, it is the Queen of Earth. Now, she very much is reminiscent, I'm spoiler alert, of the standard RWS, but she's really pretty. Really, really pretty. Here is our Queen of Earth from the 78 Tarot Elemental. Let's get some focus. She has Emily's hair. Then we have, but not as curly. We have the bunnies here. We have all of the beautiful abundance. I like that this coin or pentacle has like this maple leaf looking thing. Well, it's not really maple leaf, but it has a leaf, which makes it feel even earthier and more grounded. What do you guys think about this? Staple the vicar. Oh my gosh, Simon, I know. Now I'm going to have all those earworms in my head. Shane, did Shane sneak in? There he is. Way to go, showing decks we can't get anymore. I know it's mean. It's okay. We have to understand that sometimes we can't get everything we want in life. So I'm here to teach those lessons. All right. What do you guys think? Anything new pop up for you with this particular queen? We have two bunnies. I mean, for those of you who are really obsessed about the bunnies, we have double the furry fun there. That sounded really wrong. Don't repeat that. Let's see. T-Cat says, oh, this is beautiful. D says, that woman has never been up all night with sick kids. Oh, no. Well, you know, sometimes what it looks like on the outside, you don't know what's going on the inside, or what makeup has been applied to make somebody look less frazzled, right? I'm laughing at all of the emojis. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have had so much coffee. Asteria's son says she is very poised, ready for what is coming her way, ready to take on her challenges. Yes. All right, I'm gonna, because this one is so close to the other one. Let's go ahead and pull up our third question here. Oh, this is from Simon. So how can we live our best lives? Ooh, I feel like this is such a great card for that. How can we live our best lives? No, it doesn't need to be. one from the clip bank. So I think being able to recognize the things that we have nurtured and grown in our lives and around us, right? And this sometimes this feels a little bit Nine of Pentacles-y, but recognizing the abundance, having gratitude for these things, being able to look around us and have love and appreciation for the things that keep us rooted, for the things that allow us to feel like we're nurtured, for the things that allow us to nurture those around us, right? So really being able to apply that nurturing and loving and appreciative aspect to ourselves and to others. Is there any better way to live? I don't know, my opinion, but let's see what you guys think. Chris said, be more like Emily's tarot magic. By being gorgeous. Okay, now that's not, it's not about the surface stuff. Let's not get too, she's beautiful, but this Chantal is the 78 Tarot Elemental, the collaborative deck that's done. So 78 Tarot Elemental, wait, that way, Tarot of the Natural. Emily says, frolicking in the forest with the birds and the bunnies. Honestly, yes. Donna says, surround ourselves with what we love and what gives us support. I love that, right? This is also a good one. Be patient with yourself and others. And then Simon says, by taking a realistic view, a hard look over the township from a distance, having a matter-of-fact attitude and keeping grounded. But it can be a loving matter-of-fact attitude, right? Not so much like Queen and King of Swords. The Pentacles allows us to have that, be grounded in reality. Like, what are the facts? What is true? It can be really easy to get caught up in stories that others tell us, stories that we tell ourselves, but by really being able to look at what is true and what is our own personal truth, I think that's really key to living our best life, is really checking in with ourselves. What are our values? What are the things that keep us grounded and rooted in the reality that we want to live and that we want to be? Kim says, by enjoying what we have and the beauty around us. Yes. Yes, Asterius, and I totally agree with this. It reminds me of self-compassion. Reward kindness. That's also good. Emily says, when I take my shoes off and put my feet on the earth, it's so quick to heal. It's not always possible and not possible for everybody, but however we can ground, that's it, right? There's some way we can connect with the earth. Even, we want to be careful about not everybody is able-bodied enough to be able to like walk on the ground, right? But can we touch it, or can we bring the ground to those people, or the earth to those people? Simon says, from a distance often works. From a distance. Like having the grounded view or being able to see things from a distance. Is that what you mean? Donna says, realistic but not harsh. More like acceptance of ourselves. Realistic. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but yes. And then Chantal says, be thankful for all the little things. Emily says, social media is not it. Real life in nature with real people who love us. Yes, it can be really easy to get caught up in the social media comparison or the opinions that people out on the internet have of us, right? And being really concerned about that, but we're staying true to who we are and really connecting in whatever real life ways we can. And that doesn't mean that that can't happen online, but it can't be, those connections need to be forged out of real understanding and knowing. Kristen says, don't be afraid to affirm your beauty. The pain people suffer from the words of cruel people can prevent us from affirming our beauty. Yeah, and that comes back to not believing the stories that other people tell themselves or try to tell us about ourselves that we know are not true. Renee says, yes, self-care is of importance. Swan Spirit, she ain't going to be gaslighted. That's right, Swan Spirit, no gaslighting. Chris says, notice this queen is not looking at the pentacle like the Smith Waite. She's looking at out. So in answer, don't focus on the material things you have. See the beauty in the world around you. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Good eye, Chris. Right. So we have our standard Queen of Pentacles who's kind of gazing down. And this one here is a little less focused on that pentacle. She's got it. She's holding on to it, but she's looking out and up. I love that. All right, those were some amazing answers to that question. Thank you, everyone. All right, Deck number 4. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm getting really warm today and I can't like take my sweatshirt off. So I have another out of print deck for you. This is awesome. But this one, you know, you can find it around. The Mythic, this poor beat up sad box. I bought this on eBay. I still have not worked with this deck or studied it yet. So I'm not familiar with all the stories, but I'm sure there are people here who are, because there always is. I've become very dependent on all of you. But I think even without the story, we can still see how this Queen of Pentacles makes sense. All right, we have to be very gentle with all of that. There we go. So here is from the Mythic Tarot, the Queen of Pentacles. Now here's another one who's kind of looking out and up. She's holding this pentacle up high. But here we have like all of this farmland, kind of what looks like farmland behind us. Her throne looks a bit like a castle wall. Do you guys see that? And then we have some animals, maybe some cows back there grazing. We still have the goats on the throne. Okay, so let me see if in the book it tells us which story this is. I don't want to read the whole story because they're really long in here. Let's see, swords, wands, cups. Oh, where were the pentacles? There we go. The suit of pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles. Is she based on any particular story? This is embodied in the mythic figure of Queen Omphale, Omphale, whose name means navel. Huh. Omphale appears in the cycle of stories concerning the hero Heracles, who at a low point in his career was taken to Asia and offered for sale as a nameless slave, a far cry from the hero as we met him in the Major Arcana card of Strength. Omphale had been bequeathed her kingdom by her late husband. Okay, there is like a whole story here. So I don't know if anybody here knows it, but you are welcome to just tell me what you see in this card, even if you do not know the story. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Dee had said, the breath is very grounding. Breathing is taking for granted. The breath lives our life. You know, that's true. And you guys were saying in the answer to the last card, this queen clearly believes in a happy end. There's a lot of tenderness and kindness about her. The shy creatures rest at her feet, and beauty can be very healing. Referring to this one again. Kristen said she has nice skin. Remember to moisturize. That's true. Moisturizer is very important. Let's see. Hi, Nikki. Nice to see you. Are her feet's roots? Oh, was that in the last card or in this one? So Donna says in this one, her throne looks like the Emperor's. Is that what you mean? Is this card that you're referring to here? And Asteria said her feet look like they were rooted. Here, I don't think we see her feet. We just see the gown or the dress. But the bunnies are like hanging out in her dress. Oh no, this one. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I get it. Yeah, it's hard to say, like, is that her gown or is she like growing into or out of the earth? Good eye, you guys. Okay. Donna says the position of her hands remind me of justice. Kristen said the navel is where the umbilical cord connects us to nourishment in the womb. True. Okay, yeah, I finally caught on. Sometimes it takes me a minute. Oklahoma, hi Melanie, nice to see you. Yeah, it looks like mushroom feet. Yeah, or a tree trunk. It feels very grounded though, doesn't it? Is that all the feeling that we're getting from that? Donna says it's interesting that the story said she took over from her husband, so it is maybe the Emperor's throne. Yeah, maybe this throne wasn't intended for her, but she's sitting in it with authority. She knows what's what. Yeah, it does feel, this card feels a little more like if you compare it to like this one, right? So here, this feels really soft and really connected with earth and nature. In here, it almost feels more like more distanced and more ruling over the earth rather than connecting with it, if that makes sense. Nikki says, very, very, very much a part of the earth feels. She looks very strong, confident, and independent. She's more authoritative. Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at too. She feels more like a Marseille empress. Okay, I'm still learning the Marseille, but I'm trying to picture that card. Her dress looks like a, oh, I love the pronunciation challenges. Giroli mushroom? Chantal says she looks powerful. Dee says she looks a little lonely. Yeah, I don't feel like she feels as connected, and she doesn't feel as approachable to me. I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is one of the more approachable cards or archetypes in the deck. And this one, I mean, she looks like she's doing her job. She has a kind expression. Well, she has my hair, but she doesn't seem quite as approachable. Let's see what our fourth question was here from Kristen Louise Tarot. How can we improve our focus and commitment to our current passion? So I think that's really interesting that we have this card, and we'll use this card to answer that question. She does look to me very focused and very controlled. And I think if we think again about sort of that groundedness and she has a realistic view on what she needs to do and what she can do, right? So being able to recognize what practically we're capable of doing. But I want to say that doesn't mean that she's limiting herself, right? We're not limiting ourselves. Maybe we're actually being more honest about what we are capable of doing. And we take away the layers that make us think, oh, I can't do that, right? When that's just kind of bull crap from things that we've heard or society expectations and all of that. We're here being able to realistically yeah, I can sit on that throne. This job, yeah, there's a lot to it, but I'm perfectly capable of handling it. Thank you very much, right? But let's see what you guys think here. T-Cat says this looks almost like a wine commercial. What they say about wine getting better with time. I guess this queen knows getting old brings wisdom. Yeah, she's confident, right? She's like, here are my grapes. They look delicious, right? Chris says, don't know why, but her feet as roots gives me heebie-jeebies. Then what about if they're mushrooms? Does that make you feel better, Chris? Swan Spirit says, the giroli, I don't know, might be a small mushroom, but is certainly not shy on flavor. They can be foraged for in the summer months. See, I'm really scared to forage for mushrooms because I don't know. I don't know what kind of mushrooms I'd end up with. Nikki says, by reminding ourselves of where our passions come from and we're born from. Oh, I love that. Like thinking about where they've emerged from and how they've grown. Love that. Donna says, this card has a lot less vegetation around her, so clear away the clutter and get down to business. And this too, yeah, know your value. How are you feeling about this, Kristen? And then Chris says, Kristen, I think it's about remembering to take some time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. She's maintaining the beautiful seam, but at the same time, she's enjoying some grapes. All about the balance. Oh, we love being balanced here, Chris. And then here, if you got it, flaunt it. I mean, true. Regina says, Chris, that's interesting. There's no way out when you're rooted to the ground, committed, but there's a lack of control even in being grounded. So thinking about why the roots gave him the heebie-jeebies. Kat Freeman, hello. Totally random, but I just decided to Sharpie over the copyright in the backs of these cards. It looks much better in my opinion. Oh, so this one doesn't have, this particular version doesn't have the copyright. So do you have the new Mythic perhaps, like with the purple backs? Because that kind of annoyed me too, which is why I went searching for this one. Gypsy in the Forest says, feel your confidence. Yes, yes, yes. Kristen, I hope people don't find my grape sour. Kristen, what is true? Look at these grapes, right? The grapes, you've tasted them. You know they're delicious. You have to trust and believe in that. Gigi says, root ourselves into them and remember what we will have to give as a result of indulging in our passion. Oh, I love that. Donna, her being so rooted might also mean she will not be turned from her path, right? So she's really committed. She's like, nope, I'm here and I'm here to stay, right? And Chris will fight him off. So you'll be good on that front. All right, let's get to our fifth and final card this week. I have the Star Tarot. This is the second edition. This is the misprinted second edition, but Schiffer also sent me the corrected, or a new version with the corrected card. I thought I was just going to get the card, but they sent me a whole new deck that's actually still in its plastic. Okay, so we have, oh, there's a lot going on in this card, my friends. I have the book just in case, but I'm not sure we'll need it. Here's the backs. Oh, let me get back to the chat here. And Emily was answering the last question. I think reassessing our desires, are they still aligned, and our motives? Be sure they are nourishing for ourselves and supportive for our family and community. I had to email them, Emily, so I don't know if you emailed them and just said, hey, I got one that had the bad card. I know that they were keeping a list at one point. So here is our gorgeous, so I'm going to bring her back so you can kind of see. There's a lot going on in here. Lots of symbology. Lots of beauty. Let's see if we can get, we have another red-haired. Come on, focus. I want to see her expression. Come on, there we go. God, that took a minute. She has an intense gaze going on, doesn't she? And we have like the, I feel, is there a name for this particular spiral pattern that's over there? And then we have the star and all these stars in the trees. And, oh, what's she cradling? A critter? Is that a baby deer in her? Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Oh, and then do we have a bunny in the corner? No, it's a bear, like a little bear cub. Oh my gosh, so many things. Yes, a fawn, baby deer. It's called a fawn. All right, let's see what y'all have to say there. Yeah, color explosion for sure. Let me get this closer for you. And less caffeinated shaking would be great. Yeah, she's gorgeous. She's you. She has the hair again. Although my hair is looking less red and my hair color, she's off to Egypt for a while. So who knows what color I'll be for a while. Baby deer. She looks drugged to me, says Pamela. I mean, maybe she's been foraging for mushrooms. Oh, the baby, I'm gonna cry. A fawn and bear cub. I know, the baby critters is awfully cute. This one reminds me of Candy, Soul and Soil. Is it just because of the expression on her face? Or Chantal says that's a lot of abundance, right? I mean, if you have an issue with abundance, this card is going to poke at you a bit. No more zoom. One more look at the fawn and I'll cry. She looks stoned. Let's get a closer look again. Let's see if I can get it to focus on her face again. She does look a little baked, so to speak. The pentacle is like a kaleidoscope. Lots going on there, but it's funny because there's this element of really being earthy and grounded with nature, but there's all these magical elements as well, right? So there's magic to be found in the everyday, in the mundane, in the earthiness, and in nature around us, right? And so sometimes we forget, we think we have to go further than that. We think we have to do more to find that magic, right? When sometimes just connecting with what's around us and the world around us, the natural things around us, within us, is sometimes where the magic happens. Chris says the flowers in her hair, something about her face too. Plus the card is beautiful. And I think Candy is just a beautiful soul. Oh, well, that's sweet. Somebody needs to tell her you said that about her. The effects of mushrooms. Jackie says intense. Is it overwhelming? Is this too much abundance for you, Jackie? Let's see. Elle says cause issues. Yeah, it pokes. Yeah, I may know some people who have issues with abundance. Jackie says she looks like she's in a trance. Shamanic swirls. Yeah, and there's definitely a shamanic, a huge shamanic influence to this deck, as I understand it. I haven't fully read the guidebook. Again, this is one I really need to do some more work with to understand it. But let's go ahead and get our last question answered so we can capture some reversals in an activity before we go today. So how can we heal ourselves and our loved ones? So from L. Gardner, how can we heal ourselves and our loved ones? I mean, let's take care of one another, right? Let's take care of ourselves. The way that she is holding the fawn, right? And taking care of the baby cub. I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is again sort of, I feel like every week we sort of get one question where the card literally answers the question. And I feel like nurturing ourselves and nurturing our loved ones is how we can help any healing that might be necessary, right? Being compassionate, being kind, again, making sure that we're not dramatizing anything that we've experienced that we need to heal from, right? Really focusing on what is and what's important and what keeps us grounded and why we're here on this planet and engaging with one another. Okay. Anyway, lots of words. Those are some thoughts I had. Kristen noticed that she has a pansy over her heart. Simon says, I'm with Jackie. The card hurts my brain. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot, and it's difficult to know where to focus. Gigi says, I love this card because it depicts exactly the magic that is in nature everywhere. Plus, the kaleidoscope effect of the pentacle has a crystally energy about it. She's like a fairy queen. Yeah. And then in answer to the question, Chantal says, don't forget yourself. Oh, calling out Chris on his how this card reminds him of Candy Soul and Soil. Nikki says, yes, Jen, exactly what I was thinking. Donna says, do pansies represent attraction? I seem to remember reading that somewhere. Ooh, maybe. L. Gardner says, I love the nurturing aspect. Kat says, yes, focus on the physical realm. What can we do for others? And then Chris says, use the resources at our disposal. Don't try to give what you don't have. That will just deplete you, right? Yeah, tap into the things that we know we have an abundance of, right? Whether that be something physical or something intangible, so that we have enough to share without depleting ourselves. That's how we still care for ourselves. Gigi, see the magic in the little things. See the beauty and the magic that is already there. We don't have to forcefully create some, right? And Kristen says, do shrooms together. I mean, it depends on reactions, how nurturing or supportive that is. Al Gardner says, nature can be very healing. And then Chantal says, taking care of yourself also helps your loved ones because there's a better you. Yeah, the more we care for ourselves, the more I want to say like emotional and physical energy we have to care for others. Again, it's keeping everyone's, I want to say cups full, even though we don't have a cups card, but that's what comes to mind. Donna says, be aware of the magic underlying everything that we or others may not always see. Ooh, I love that. Okay, so love that. Love the answers to the questions. This is great. Don't mean to rush you, but we're coming up to the end of time here. So let's turn this off and let's talk about the shadowy side of our Queen of Pentacles. What happens when she is reversed? And if you don't read reversals, if you were to see this card in a blocking or challenging position in a tarot spread, how would you read this? Or if it said, hey, this is what you don't want to do, how would you read that? Kristen was noting about the spirals in this other card. Let others walk their own journey. Don't be codependent. Ooh, good advice there. So here, I feel like, we talked a little bit about how the stubbornness can come into play, right? Is she so rooted and so grounded that she is not able to be changeable or movable in ways that would be healthy to adapt to? Let's see here. Regina says, when the Queen of Pentacles is reversed, she runs around singing money, money, money. So a little bit more focused on the material things than perhaps is healthy or helpful. Simon says, pay more attention. Check out the mountains. Yeah, don't forget to look behind you at those mountains. Yeah. Donna says, inflexibility. D, resistance to change. Chantal, lack of control. And perhaps maybe is there an opportunity to like lose that grounding that we need in order to keep us on the right path? Kat says, I see it as the negative side of giving yourself to others, draining yourself, right? So too much nurturing of others and maybe not enough of yourself. So maybe losing a bit of the balance there. Regina says, focus on the superficial, judgmental based on status, appearance, and possessions. So a little bit too much. Yeah, it's like, well, sorry, your house isn't fancy enough. I'm not coming to your party. You know, reverse, material girl. Oh, we got Simonoff singing Madonna now, Chris. Elle says, the pentacle drops from her hand, codependent on cause or things as her season. Once that's gone, she could feel worthless or search for something else to create a codependent attachment to fill the void. Yeah. Swan says could be signs of depression. Oh, you meant reason. Okay. Or thing is her reason. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Ignoring your household. Yeah. When I was in the 5th grade, I really wanted to be part of a lip sync group that was singing Material Girl for a talent competition, but my mom wouldn't let me practice with them after school. I mean, whose mom does that? Rude. All right, let's see. Goldfinger is the Material Girl's boyfriend. Oh, seriously. Donna says, loss of her own identity and taking care of everyone else. Right? Okay, feel free to keep the reversal meanings coming. I'm going to look up our activity. I forgot to get the Google Sheet open again this week, but I will have it in just one moment. No, I don't want to be there, but I want to be here and let you guys know that I'm about to give you a tarot activity. Let's see how we can connect with our Queen of Pentacles this week. Again, I will read this to you, but I will put it in the description box below this video so that you can see it when it's up. I will also put it eventually at some point in the Tarot Playdate Facebook group. I've also been putting the activities in my Instagram post that I do when I post the picture of the cards that we had this week. All right, so this activity this week is called Living Lush. Oh, that's appropriate. The queen, let's see. Let's pull up our lush-looking queen here. All right, so the queen is in her element. She sits outdoors in a lush garden, tenderly holding her pentacle, looking at it lovingly. Okay, well, she's looking at it lovingly. She is grateful for all she has. What do you cherish in life? What are you grateful for? Meditate for 5 minutes or more with the queen and let her show you the lushness of your life. Then bring something of the outside in. So this could be something that you do kind of creatively. Create a wreath or floral arrangement, perhaps a terrarium to remind you of the beauty of the world. Put your creation in the spot where you like to work with your deck this week. So figure out how you can connect with nature and beauty around you and try to keep that close to you this week, right? So maybe a little less tarot and a little more connecting with nature. All right, what do you guys think about that? Let's see here. Oh, thank you for posting the link again. I appreciate it. Oh, and Emily had said with regard to reversals, definitely ego is enhanced with reversed anger, frustration, and repression. Yes. All right, my friends, that was playdate number 71. So we have 7 cards left to go, as Elle said earlier. Again, we will not be here next week because we will be in the midst of Tarothon. If you haven't heard about it, you will find lots of links to information on my channel, on my community tab. We will be posting about it everywhere. You'll know what's going on if you're on YouTube and TarotTube at all, I am sure. Thank you so much for everyone who has participated today. I've really enjoyed it. It's wonderful as always. I wish you guys a very good, nurturing week as you move into the last week of May. And I'll see you back here for Tarot Playdate 2 weeks from today, but hopefully I will see you next week at Tarothon. All right. Much love, everyone.